Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 25th. So, everybody so far has had pretty crazy messages in a good way, and you are no exception this week. You definitely have some crazy stuff going on. I think really that what it boils down to for you is I think you're going to have to probably, any of you Geminis that listen to me, if you're a lawyer and you have a case coming up, it'll be a great week. Even if you're not a lawyer, I'd say if you're involved in some sort of like legal situation this week, I think it would be a good week for you. It's gonna be all about looking at both sides. It's interesting because you have the Queen of Diamonds coming up first. You have the Queen of Hearts coming up second, and when that came up, I saw like this had this image of a lawyer like in a courtroom arguing back and forth. I really think that's gonna be you. I actually think it has nothing to do with the queens. I think that the energy, I think the two cards coming up together like that were really trying to get me to see that the energy is more about needing to see two sides to something this week. And I think that goes for all of you that are listening, that you're going to really have to be looking at two sides of some sort of argument. It doesn't even feel negative like an argument, so I wouldn't even, you know, say that it is an argument. It's kind of like you're going to be more of like a mediator this week or something, where you're like mediating some sort of like even deal. A lot of you, if you're in business, if you're in business, there is definitely some sort of deal coming up this week, possibly even a contract or something along those lines. But I think the two queens came up saying you're gonna have to like balance two things out. It's like the Queen of Diamonds, all about work. So it's like you're gonna have to balance out your work, a work type of thing or a financial thing, with something more compassionate. The Queen of Hearts is very compassionate and caring. So I think you're gonna be presented with multiple situations this week where it's like you have to kind of sit on two sides of a fence here and really kind of make some decisions. It's kind of like a confusing message, I know, but it's going to be all about creating balance between two things. And kind of some of you might even have to play like the devil's advocate at work or something, or argue two sides of something at work. Gemini is really good at that. Gemini is really good at kind of seeing both sides of an argument and being able to even argue both sides without care. Like, Geminis can even argue a side that they don't necessarily believe in. And for some reason, I think that's going to be important for you this week. That was the strongest message that came up first. So just be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a different type of situation for all of you, but it's definitely coming up. Next, you have the Death card. This deck that I use has 4 of the major arcana from the tarot. And the Death card's great card, all about new beginnings, leaving old things behind, starting to look at new things. It's kind of like a new day dawning card, new energy coming to you, new beginnings, and you're leaving a bunch of like ugly stuff behind. So a lot of you could be seeing this like transformative energy this week. Really to strengthen it, you have the Ace of Spades coming up next, and I'm holding these two cards up together because really they're basically the same card for the most part. Sometimes on the Ace of Spades, depending, I get different messages, but this week I'm really feeling that these two are pretty much exactly the same. So there's definitely some very strong transformative energy. You'll probably even see an ending for some of you. I'd say like 50% of you are probably going to see an ending to something that's been very difficult, which will be nice. And you'll be able to like kind of get started on something new this week. And finally, you have the Two of Diamonds, matching up perfectly with a job, matching up perfectly with a business partner or a business even. So a lot of you could be getting jobs, matching up perfectly with business partners, or some of you could be even matching up with an investment. If you don't work and you're retired or whatever, and you invest in things, this could be you matching up perfectly with an investment, or something that will make you money. So this is a very good card. So very interesting week. Definitely pay attention to that kind of like needing to be a mediator or message, or also needing to argue maybe a side you don't agree with or something like that, because there's something important there for you. But thank you for watching.